Hello everyone, this is Manuel. This is the last video tutorial on past tense. This video will cover the pronunciation of regular past tense verbs, especially the endings or the traditional ed endings of regular past tense verbs. So let's see what this is all about. Well, contrary to the common belief, um, the letters ed do not add, or at least do not normally add, an extra syllable to the word or to the verb. So that means that, for example, in all the verbs that we have on screen, I think we have nearly 20 verbs, maybe. Um, only a small percentage of those are pronounced with an extra syllable. And for example, on the slide, we have the verbs want and the verbs need on the left column, right? Well, those are the only two verbs on the slide that are pronounced with an extra syllable. In those cases, they will be pronounced as wanted and as needed. Um, but normally, that's not the case. Normally, verbs are pronounced, or regular past tense verbs are pronounced with a t or with a d. So how does that happen? Well, it's very important to understand the concept of vibration, the concept of voiceless sound. Um a sound does not always produce vibration on the vocal cords located at your throat. Um, for example, if we have words like clean, call, offer, words that finish in L and R sounds, those sounds produce vibration. And if you put your fingers to your vocal cords, you can actually feel the vibration if you make the sounds while you're at it. It's quite the opposite with sounds like sh, like s. When you make those sounds, when you pronounce words like wash, like kiss, right at the end there is no vibration in your vocal cords, and that makes a hell of a difference when it comes to how to pronounce a verb that finish with either a voiceless sound or a voiced sound. So if the verb, or if the final sound of the verb does not vibrate, well, you're supposed to pronounce the verb with the final sound. So a verb like help that finishes with the sound p, or a verb like look that finishes with the sound k, they are not pronounced helped or looked. They are pronounced helped, looked, right? I repeat, helped, looked. That's the way you're supposed to pronounce those sounds or those verbs. And the same goes for all the others. You got verbs like laughed, washed, watched, kissed, etc. Right? So in those particular cases, you need to pronounce the sound. And it's the opposite when you got vibrating sounds like call, clean, offer, damage. In those cases, you pronounce a final d, and you obtain things like called, cleaned, offered, damaged, and that's it. All right, definitely not something like call it or clean it or offer it, as we normally think when we just start to learn English. One final word on pronunciation of these kinds of sounds is words that finish with a vowel sound, like the verse on the last line on the slide, like follow, enjoy, and play. And I repeat, on a vowel sound, not on a vowel, because if you look, they finish with the letters W or Y, which are not vowels. But it's the vowel sound: follow, enjoy, play. They are vowel sounds, and they vibrate. And since they vibrate, well, they are supposed to pronounce with a d in their past tense form, and they will be things like followed, enjoyed, played, tried, etc. Right? Well, hopefully this made some sense. I know it's difficult, and like I said, it's a pretty advanced topic, and it requires a lot of background in terms of listening comprehension, of really knowing how the words in English sound, because they can be very different. The spelling and the pronunciation do not always go hand in hand. And you got the words like, for example, look at the verb laugh. It's spelled Laugh, right? But the final sound is an F. And so if you don't know the verb, you will never guess, because the final sound is an F, just just from looking at the spelling of the verb. So that happens a lot in English, and like I said, it requires a lot of listening exercises. It's something I said on my pronunciation tips video, right? The key to get good pronunciation in English is to do lots and lots of listening. So that's it. Hopefully you got something from this video, and I will see you around.